Sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back to Rugby.com.au. Round 15 of Super Rugby coming up this weekend. We're already on the home stretch, but it is that time of the week where we have Matt Dunning in for Tuck's Tips.
Marty, good to see you back. Couple of weeks off?
Couple of weeks off, Tuck. Thanks very much to Izzy for filling in. She looks far better than us on camera, Tuck.
Yeah, but not much to compete with. I must admit that.
Let's get straight into the footy this weekend. Reds take on the Blues in Samoa, Tuck. What do you reckon?
Oh, look, the Reds, you've got to put a line to them after last week, haven't you, to lose to the Force at home. The Force were good, but the Reds are terrible, you know. Even their standout players all year, Karevi played one of his worst games of the year. They had one of they were just dreadful. And, you know, this week's going to be a big ask. I know the Blues are looking to rest a few players. Sonny Bill's being rested and they're resting a few. It's in Samoa. So, I know, well, the Reds have got it, you know, there's not much to play for this year other than, you know, positions in the Wallabies and further selection and building for next year, but, you know, they've got to turn it around.
A triple header of Australian Conference games on Saturday, Tuck. Kicks off with the Waratahs taking on the Chiefs in New Zealand. Yeah,
look, they want to get a win out of this tour to New Zealand. A little unlucky with the Dean Mum yellow card. I thought really was costly. You know, they were really in that game, and it's one of those things, you know, a couple of errors that charged down by Bernard cost them. But look, they've got to turn it around. Israel's playing good footy. I think he's, you know, really sparked the last 2 weeks, and he needed to. So it's important that they have a good week this week against the Chiefs. I think they're a good chance. It's going to be difficult though. We really need Phibbs and Gordon, who both played well, the halfback, to play well again this week. And Foley just going to take those little errors out of his game. That charge down was really costly.
Straight afterwards, Tuck, we have the only Australian derby of the round. It is the Brumbies taking on the Rebels in Canberra. The Brumbies will be looking to basically sew up the conference this weekend.
Definitely, mate. They were really good, the Brumbies, last week. Against the Jaguars, really cemented their top spot. And I think this week they can go and do it again. Hard to single out any individual players because they all played so well last week against the Jaguars. But you know, I did think Tom Banks was exceptional with his 2 tries. Henry Spate played excellently, but I thought his haircut was even better. And look, Chris Alcock continues to be a really good force in that team.
No doubt about Chris Alcock, Tuck. Maybe a little bit unlucky to miss that Wallabies squad name this weekend. Onto the Rebels though, mate. They're basically playing for pride at this point of the year. Pride
or, you know, hopes for next year. I don't know if the performances are going to make a difference between what team stays or goes, or if they both stay. But I think it can only help. So they've really got to play well. Pride, and also, you know, Melbourne have embraced the team, and it'd be good to see, you know, the players get behind the public one way or the other and play some good footy. They haven't played well. They've been decimated by injuries, and it must be hard. I know the players must be hard for players not knowing their future. But you know, but then you look at the Force. You know, they didn't play under the same conditions.
And that final game on Saturday night is over in Perth, Tuck. The Force take on the Hurricanes, mate. Great win over the Reds. Maybe they can back it up.
Yeah, I'd love to back the Force again, but difficult after I picked them against the Highlanders, getting dusted up 50 by 55 for 50 points. Look. Great week for the Force. Great they could turn it around after the home game. They really their supporters deserve a good performance this week. And like I think, you know, Adam Coleman standing up to Squeak on the weekend. Stephen Moore was exceptional. I like to see that from the big young man. And there's some good performances. You know, it was good to see Peter Grant out of club football again, back on the Super Rugby stage, and he was outstanding. And the young halfback Ruru played very well too. So look, you know, it'd be tough to pick them, but they did definitely play well last week.
All right, Tuck, just the 5 games to pick from this weekend, mate. Let's go for a perfect round.
Yeah, no excuses this week, Marty. Blues to beat the Reds in Samoa. Crusaders to beat the Highlanders at home. Chiefs to beat the Waratahs in Hamilton. Brumbies to beat the Rebels. Force to go down to the Hurricanes.
No surprises with those tips, Tuck. You've definitely gone with the favourites.
You know, I've been burned a couple of weeks by picking outsiders. Being they say, Marty, a short price winner is better than a long price loser.
You're not wrong about that, mate. The other thing that happened this week, of course, was the Wallaby squad being picked for this month's June series, mate. What were your thoughts on Czech's squad?
Yeah, a couple of big omissions. Obviously, Fardy, Skelton, you know, they're the boys going overseas, so there might be a policy there of not picking the guys going overseas. But, you know, some guys, you know, Ned Hannigan, I think he deserves his spot. He's played well this year. But also, I think Jack Dempsey was an interesting selection, only playing sort of half an hour of footy since March. Obviously did enough last year to warrant his spot from Czech.
Definitely looking forward to those tests against Fiji, Scotland, and of course Italy up in Brisbane. But first thing, the Super Rugby this weekend, all the reaction news and video highlights on Rugby.com.au, and we'll have the commentary of the Western Force and the Brumbies game live for you on our website. If you are going to have a bet at all this weekend, do so responsibly.